Hi, here we are in Chapter 3. How does gender affect the monster? You may not have thought much about gender in monster studies, but really it's a key issue. For example, what is the gender of a monster? Now, sometimes some monsters seem to have a very specific gender. Other monsters, not so much. Also, victims. Who are the victims of monsters? Men, women, does it matter? This is something we can explore because it opens up all kinds of issues about stereotypes, gender expectations within certain cultures, right? What kind of roles people are expected to play if they're women, what kind of roles people are expected to play if they're men. All that comes into question when we look at monsters. So as it says, write an essay in which you respond to one of the following questions taken from Monsters, Chapter 3. And then you have a list of 7 authors, their questions. Now, I encourage you to watch the video for the introduction to Chapter 3. That's where I talk much more about what each of these authors is going to talk about in their articles. What I would like you to do, of course, is read all of these, consider all the questions that are listed here, and then decide which one you most want to write about. Now, the paper is due on Monday, December the 6th at 11:59 p.m. Be sure to follow the out-of-class essay guidelines for all matters of form and style. Now, I do want to point out that some of you have not been very good about doing this. These guidelines are not mere suggestions. They're things that I actually expect you to follow. So no first person, no second person, okay? Avoid colloquial language. Stop with the signposting. Signposting is where you say things like, this essay is about blah, blah, blah. Very clunky, awful writing. Be sure to include a word count at the end of your essay, which is surprising that some people aren't doing this because it's really super easy to get word counts nowadays. Remember, you must meet minimum requirements, including word count, sources, and subject matter. No late essays will be accepted without a signed doctor's note or other verified legitimate excuse. Okay. Please remember things like computer breakdowns and work conflicts are not legitimate excuses for late work. Figure it out. Now, you need to submit a thesis statement and topic outline to Canvas by Friday, November the 19th. That's this Friday, 11:59 p.m. Please have the MLA citation entries for 3 of your sources, none of which are from the textbook. Having a little bit of issue with some students who are not reading this part of the prompt. You need to have 3 sources, not just 1 source, and none of these sources should be from our book. In other words, you've done some preliminary research and you found some materials that you think will work for your essay. A participation grade will be assigned for this. The class will be divided into groups of 3 or 4 on Canvas, just as we've done with Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Submit your rough draft to your Canvas work group and to me by Wednesday, December the 1st, 11:59 p.m. Now, obviously, you notice there's a big gap in time, much bigger than what we had for Chapter 1 or Chapter 2. And this is because we have the entire week of Thanksgiving off. Now, I'm not adding any additional work to you, right? I'm not saying you have to work over the vacation. I am, however, suggesting it might not be a terrible idea to put in some time, putting in more research, spending more time drafting, really tailoring your essay so it is the best you can possibly make it. I'm not suggesting that you work all during the break. That would be ridiculous, and I wouldn't do it if I were a student. But you do have a little more time, and in an 8-week class like we have, that is the one thing that has been severely lacking, don't you think? The real time that you get in a 16-week semester. So take advantage of this. Put in a little bit of extra time. Then, of course, as I said, the paper is to be turned in on Wednesday, December the 1st. Remember, it must be turned in both to your work group and to me. Okay? So, last time, everybody was pretty good about turning it in to me. A few of you did not turn it into your work group, though. So let's make sure that we get it into both places. Okay? Remember the Canvas work group, you go to where it says Files in your work group, and there's a place for you to upload your rough draft. After Wednesday, you have until Friday, December the 3rd, to do the peer edit guideline sheets. Again, peer edit guideline sheets are available in the Canvas module for Chapter 3. Please use them. They're very helpful both to yourself and to your peers. As you read the rough drafts of your peers, answer the questions that are on that peer edit guideline sheet. Then, again, submit to both me and to the peer group. Again, you go to where it says Files and upload there. And then you will see the peer edits that others did for you, and you can read them so that you know what they said about your rough draft and improve your own writing. That's how this works, after all. And of course, you submit to me so I can look at things and give you points. So the minimum requirements. Basically, we're still at the same length, 1,000 to approximately 1,400 words. I have seen some papers that are longer, and that is fine. Shorter is not fine, however. A strong essay structure, including introduction, concession, rebuttal arguments, main body, and conclusion. If this strikes you as news or something you're not getting a good handle on, if on the last paper I said you don't have good structure, please go back to the introductory module, read the standard argumentative essay, watch the video that I made to go with that standard argumentative essay handout so that you can figure out just what a good college level argumentative essay is supposed to look like. Sources. You may have noticed each assignment that we do this semester, I increase the number of sources that you need to have. Now we're up to 6 sources, at least 4 of which originate in print or have print analogs, not including our textbook. Okay, so that means at least 4, if not more, or all of them, should be from books, magazines, newspapers, academic journals, government reports, dissertations, what have you. Okay? Somewhere, somehow, they showed up in print. This does not mean you cannot use websites. It just means you have to have 4 at least of these. The websites are in addition. Movies are in addition. Okay. Now, at least 3 of those sources must be scholarly work, such as a dissertation, an article from a peer-reviewed journal, or excerpts from a university press book. Now, where do you find these? Simple. Go to the Mesa College Library databases. First of all, we have a database called JSTOR, J-S-T-O-R, no E at the end. Okay, all one word. Everything on JSTOR qualifies for this particular requirement, okay, because it's all journal stuff. EBSCOhost. EBSCOhost has an option. You may see the option box where it says scholarly work peer-reviewed only. Right? Click on that box. And that's what you'll get. You'll get scholarly work. I do believe ProQuest, I need to maybe double check, but I do believe ProQuest publishes dissertations. Also, there is online a website called Google Scholar, which you may or may not know about. Google Scholar is another good place to get these kinds of materials. The drawback of Google Scholar is you do not get full work. Right? In other words, they only give you a page here and a page there. That isn't typically enough, but it is something, and for some students that might be what they need to get the job done. Lastly, MLA format in presentation and documentation, including correct works cited. I do think we're getting a little bit better with this, right? I've seen a little bit of improvement. Want to make sure that we get a lot of improvement. I don't want to see APA format or any other format sneaking its way in, especially with the in-text citation. Some of you have not been as good with that as I would like to see. Again, look at the MLA format sheet that I posted on Canvas. There is a video that goes with the MLA format sheet, both front and back. So you may want to spend some time looking at that again. Or for some people, you might want to go to Purdue OWL. There are a variety of other web links that I've included on Canvas to help you. So, as I said, look at these articles. Watch the video that I already created for the introduction to Chapter 3 to hear a discussion of what's going on in each of these 7 pieces. Good luck.